Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you guys are doing great. Happy Sunday. We have a full slate of NFL action today, so going to be exciting. Ready to hop into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Support the channel. You guys have been awesome. Love the support. Go ahead and check out all the links in the description below. Really good promo offers for my bookie, Bovada, Bet US, so you guys can get in on the action as well. And go ahead and sign up with Prize Picks. You can if you guys love player props, best player prop app out there, and makes watching the games a lot more fun on top of the bets you're already placing. Go ahead and sign up with Prize Picks. And we're going to hop into it here, guys. A lot of matchups. Let's hop right into it here. First matchup, we have an early matchup, so be wary of this. It's the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. It's a 9:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time game. Where I'm at. Check wherever you live, whatever time zone you live in. But that game will be in, I'm wanting to say London or England. I think it's London. So we got that early morning game here. So we have the Jets and the Falcons. The Falcons opening up as 2.5-point favorites with the over-under at 45. Jets coming off that 27-24 overtime win against the Titans. And then the Falcons coming off that 34-30 heartbreaking loss against Washington. Atlanta going to be missing Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage. So two weapons on offense are going to be gone for this matchup here. The Jets 3-17 in their last 20. The Jets 2-5 in their last 7 against the Falcons. They're 1-9 on the road. Atlanta hasn't been much better here. 1-8 in their last 9. 2-8 at home here. Both teams, piss poor team, playing very bad football here. Definitely not excited about this matchup. I don't know how anybody could here. Falcons offense has already been just horrible here, and missing the top playmaker in Calvin Ridley. Hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to take the Jets plus 2.5 here. Really don't love it. Just look at the 1 p.m., 4 p.m. slate. A lot of better games here, but to even put any money on the Falcons winning, we know how bad the Jets are, but the Falcons are just as bad, honestly. Matt Ryan has not lived up to it this season. The offense is bad. The defense is bad. Give me the Jets plus 2.5 here. Now, the over 45 and under 45. I think it's a low-scoring game here. Two bad offenses. We'll take the Jets plus the points here. Next matchup, we have the Denver Broncos versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Currently at a pick'em. Both teams are even odds with the over-under at 39.5. That is the lowest over-under on the entire slate here. Denver coming off that 23-7 loss against Baltimore. Pittsburgh coming off that 27-17 loss against Green Bay. 3 consecutive losses for Pittsburgh here. Denver, we do see Teddy Bridgewater is questionable. We'll see if he ends up playing. I really don't know if he's going to play or not, coming out of concussion protocol. Hard to tell if he's going to play or not. If not, Drew Lock will get a start here against a pretty tough Pittsburgh defense, but that hasn't been as tough this season. Denver, they've had good success against Pittsburgh, 12-6 in their last 18 against Pittsburgh. 6-1 covering the spread against Pittsburgh here. Pitt just 1-5 in their last 6. 1-5 covering at home. It's been very bad for Pittsburgh here. In a pick'em scenario here, Denver 3-1. They've been the better team here. I am seeing early bets. Denver's opening up as +1. I feel like this line movement's going to change. I think with this pick, if Teddy Bridgewater plays, I like Denver +1. But if Drew Lock's playing, give me the Steelers -1 here. I know Big Ben's been playing awful, but I like the defense in this one for Pittsburgh if Drew Lock is playing. Next matchup, we have the Detroit Lions versus the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota opening up as 10-point favorites with the over-under at 49. You can get Minnesota on the money line at -420. Detroit plus 360. I forgot to even say those for the last few matchups, so I'll try and do that going forward here. Detroit coming off that 24-14 loss against the Bears. Minnesota coming off that awful 14-7 performance, loss against Cleveland. Detroit currently on a 7-game losing streak against Minnesota, and they're on an 8-game losing streak in general. Minnesota 2-9 covering the spread in their last 11, 2-6 in their last 8. Don't love this matchup here, but I think it's a great bounce back for the Vikings here. I don't love the 10-point favorite here. I could see Detroit covering. I think Vikings are more of a money line play. But it's hard to trust this Detroit team. Should be getting all their weapons back. Dalvin Cook should be good to go here, barring anything crazy. But I'm going to roll with the Vikings here. I'm going to take Vikings -10. I think they're more of a teaser team. Honestly, I'll probably add them to a teaser. But I think Kirk Cousins, they're going to, after a 7-point game here, they should be able to put a lot of points on the board against this very bad Detroit Lions team that's been decimated with injuries on the defensive end here. Give me the Vikings in this one. And, going to roll with Minnesota. All right, next matchup, we have the New England Patriots versus the Houston Texans. Patriots opening up as 9-point favorites with the over-under at 39.5. You can get the Patriots on the money line at -400. Houston +330. New England coming off that 19-17 loss against Tampa Bay. Houston coming off that 40-0 loss against Buffalo. New England 8-2 in their last 10 against Houston. 8-4 covering the spread against Houston. So really good success against Houston here. Houston 1-8 in their last 9. 1-4 at home here. Yeah, it's going to be another rough outing for Davis Mills and the Texans. I mean, 0 offense last week. We know the Patriots aren't an elite team here, but they have a really pretty good defense here. And, Mac Jones has looked really good here. They could have really won last week against Tampa Bay if it wasn't for the weather, honestly. They had their chances. Yeah, no way on earth you can take Houston plus the points. I mean, you're going to be sweating it the whole time. Give me the Patriots -9 and on the money line. They should be able to control this game on the ground, and that defense is going to get to Davis Mills here, taking the Patriots. Next matchup, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Washington football team. Saints opening up as 2.5-point favorites with the over-under at 43.5. You can get the Saints on the money line at -130. Washington +125. Saints coming off that 27-21 loss against the Giants. And then Washington coming off that 34-30 win over Atlanta. Saints 14-5 in their last 19. They've struggled against Washington, though. Just 6-12 against Washington. 1-6 covering the spread against Washington. So really not good success against the football team here. Washington 1-4 at home right now. They've had trouble covering the spread, 2-5 covering in their last 7. Hard to trust the Saints team coming off that Giants loss. This isn't the same Saints team we're normally seeing. We're going to see that. They're just not as good on offense and defense. Just, no passing game. Kamara's been okay, but even Kamara hasn't been that great this season. Not a lot of air yards. The defense has been solid, but hard to trust the Saints here. A small spread, I know, but Washington, they've been playing pretty decent. Heineke's coming off a really great game there. The defense hasn't looked that good like they were supposed to. I think this is a chance for the defense to finally come, to get a lot of pressure on Jameis, maybe force some turnovers here. Give me Washington +2.5. I mean, it's hard to really trust the Saints. I know it's Washington, but the Saints are not that really great of a team. And we'll take the points with Washington here. All right, next matchup, we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Carolina Panthers. Carolina opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 45. You can get Carolina on the money line at -160. Philly +160. Philly coming off that 42-30 loss against Kansas City. Carolina coming off that 36-28 loss against the Cowboys. Philly, they've been playing very bad here. Just 1-6 in their last 7. 1-7 covering on the road. Carolina 5-2 covering the spread in their last 7. They are just 5-10 in their last 15, but so far this season, I mean, gosh, they're 3-1. They've been kind of one of the storylines of the year here. Looked really good. They are going to be without McCaffrey again here. I do believe he's doubtful, but Sam Darnold's been playing really good football. He's been a really good quarterback so far. Jalen Hurts has been solid, but this defense has not been very good. The offense has been very bad here. The O-line's been banged up. Not much running production here. Not a lot of wide receiver production. Devontae Smith's been solid, but yeah, Carolina Panthers, that D is for real. That defense is going to put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts here. Give me the Panthers. Going to buy a half a point. Take a -2.5, and we'll take Carolina on the money line. Next matchup, we have the Tennessee Titans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Titans opening up as 4.5-point favorites with the over-under at 48.5. You can get Tennessee on the money line at -200, Jacksonville +180. Tennessee coming off that, horrible loss against the Jets, 27-24. And then the Jags coming off that loss, 24-21 against the Bengals. Are going to be without Julio Jones, but A.J. Brown looking probable. They really need A.J. Brown in that, on the field. Tennessee 7-1 in their last 8 against Jacksonville. 6-2 covering the spread against Jacksonville here. The Jags, currently 0-10 right now. They do hold the longest loss streak right now. I believe it's 19 games, 20 games, something like that. Very insane. 0-9 at home. You can't trust this Jaguars team. How can you? Derrick Henry, it's going to be a Derrick Henry show. He's going to run it down their throats. Both defenses have been very bad this season, but A.J. Brown's going to help Tannehill on the offensive side. I don't think Titans are going to blow this game here like they did against the Jets here. I think they're going to take care of business on the offensive end. Give me the Titans. I'm going to buy 2 points here. Get them at -2.5. I think it's worth it. We saw how close that game was last week, and they lost. I feel like it could be a tad bit closer this game. I know Jacksonville's going to be able to score a little bit here, but we'll take the Titans on the money line, and we'll take them at -2.5 here. Next matchup, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Vegas opening up as 5.5-point favorites with the over-under at 44. You can get Vegas on the money line at -240. The Bears the Bears +205. Chicago coming off that 24-14 win against Detroit, and then Vegas coming off that 28-14 loss against the Chargers. We do see that Justin Fields is going to be the starter moving forward for the Bears. Chicago 5-10 in their last 15 games, 2-6 covering on the road. Not an offensive team. This Bears team, very bad on offense, very bad. Vegas 4-1 in their last 5 games. They looked really good until last week against the Chargers game. They kind of fell apart in that game. I like Vegas here. I think it's a good bounce back for Vegas. You just can't trust this Bears team. Fields completed 11 passes last week. The Bears are very hard to watch on offense, and Vegas, I think it's a good bounce back. They've been exciting to watch so far. I think it's a good bounce back spot for Las Vegas. Give me Vegas -5.5, and we'll take them on the money line. All right, next matchup, we have the Cleveland Browns versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers opening up as 2-point favorites with the over-under at 47. You can get the Chargers on the money line at -130. Cleveland +115. Cleveland coming off that 14-7 win against Minnesota. And then the Chargers coming off that 28-14 win over the Raiders. Cleveland 0-6 on the road against the Chargers. 2-7 straight up against the Chargers, so no success against the Chargers here. Chargers 6-0 at home against the Cleveland. 7-1 in their last 8, 7-1 covering. Me being a big Chargers fan here, definitely a biased pick for sure. You already know I'm going with the Chargers here. Justin Herbert's been playing lights out. The defense shut down a really hot Raiders team last week. Love the Chargers here. We know Baker Mayfield battling a shoulder injury. I believe it's a shoulder injury. Could be wrong. He's battling some kind of injury. He got hurt last week. Should be good to go. But the passing game hasn't really been there for the Bengals for the Browns. You know they're going to run it with Chubb and Hunt, but this Chargers D's looked really good last week, and I think they're going to cause a lot of problems for Baker here. Only a 2-point spread with an elite offense like the Chargers. Give me the Chargers -2, and we'll take them on the money line. All right, next matchup, we have the New York Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas opening up as 7-point favorites with the over-under at 52. You can get the Cowboys on the money line at -315. The Giants +265. The Giants coming off that 27-21 win over the Saints. Then the Cowboys coming off that 36-28 win over the Panthers. Giants, they've struggled against Dallas pretty heavily. 1-7 against Dallas. 2-6 covering against Dallas in their last 8. Dallas 7-1 covering in their last 8. 7-1 at home against the Giants here. Love the way the Cowboys have been playing. They've looked really good so far this season. Giants, they've looked really bad. Had a nice win last week. We'll give them some credit, but missing a lot of receivers with Slayton and Shepard going to be out for this game here. It's going to be hard to trust the Giants in this one. I'm taking the Cowboys. We'll buy a 0.5 point, get them at -6.5, and we'll take them on the money line, add them to the parlays, and we're going to roll with Dallas. Next matchup, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals opening up as 5-point favorites with the over-under at 50. You can get the Cardinals on the money line at -220. The 49ers +195. 49ers coming off that 28-21 loss against Seattle. And then Arizona coming off that 37-20 very impressive win over the Rams. The last unbeaten team in the NFL here. Trey Lance is going to be starting for the Niners here, so we're going to see how that plays out. He's looked pretty solid in his limited action so far. San Francisco 1-5-1 covering against the spread against Arizona. 3-9 against Arizona here. Arizona, 4-0 right now to start the season. They've looked really good here. Rookie quarterback going to be starting for the Niners. George Kittle is going to be out for this game, so that's one less option for them on offense. Love what the Cardinals have been doing. Only a 5-point spread. Cardinals D's been playing really good. The offense has been elite. How are they going to be able to stop Kyler Murray? I have no idea. Give me Arizona -5, and we'll take them on the money line. And then the last matchup, we have the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 56.5. You can get Kansas City on the money line at -145. Buffalo +125. Buffalo coming off that 40-0 win over Houston. And then Kansas City coming off that 42-30 win over the Eagles. Buffalo 11-2 in their last 13. But they've struggled against Kansas City, just 1-5 covering the spread and straight up against the Chiefs. The Chiefs 14-4 in their last 18. But here's the only downside for the Chiefs here: 2-12-1 covering the spread. They are not a team that covers the spread. Even last year, they were racking up a lot of wins, but they were all close games. 1-7 covering at home here. This is not a team you want to mess around with the Bills. 3-point spread here. This is going to be a battle. Best game of the day. Love the Bills +3. I'm going to buy a 0.5 point, get the Bills +3.5. I think it's going to come down to the wire here. And the Bills have been the better team this season. We all see it. Kansas City, they've been struggling on defense. The offense, they've been struggling on offense too. Patrick Mahomes has been getting turnovers. They've been turning the ball over, which is something they haven't done. Buffalo, they've been playing really good football here, offense and defense. Going to be a battle. Give me Buffalo +3.5. That's going to do it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Sunday, and I will see you guys on Monday. Have a good one. Next matchup, we have the Green Bay Packers versus Cincinnati Bengals. Green Bay opening up as 3-point favorites with the over-under at 50.5. You can get Green Bay on the money line at -150. Cincinnati +140. Green Bay coming off a 27-17 win over the Steelers. And then Cincinnati coming off that 24-21 win over Jacksonville. Green Bay 10-2 in their last 12. Been very good on the road here, 10-4 on the road. Cincinnati 5-2 in their last 7. They've been playing really good football here. 4-1 at home against Green Bay. That's a very interesting stat for Cincinnati here. Only a 3-point spread. I like the Packers here. I just think after week 1, they've definitely stepped it up. The offense has looked great. Defense has been all right. Cincinnati's been really good too. I think it'll be a pretty close game. I think Bengals will be able to put points on the board. But at a 3-point spread, give me the half a point. I'm going to take Green Bay minus 2.5. Green Bay is probably more of a really good teaser option as well. But very small money line spread too. I'm going to roll with the Packers. Next matchup, we have the Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa opening up as 10-point favorites with the over-under at 48. You can get Tampa on the money line at minus 460. Miami plus 390. Miami coming off that 27-17 loss against the Colts. And then Tampa coming off that 19-17 win over New England. Miami 0-6 covering the spread against Tampa Bay. 1-5 against Tampa Bay. This Miami team is very bad. Very bad. Will Fuller on IR. The offense has looked awful. Brissett's done what he could, but it's just not good enough. The defense has been very, very bad. They cannot stop the run. They have great cornerbacks, but teams are scoring on them pretty much at will. It's gonna be an awful game for Miami. Tampa Bay 5-0 at home right now. 4-1 at home against Miami. Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is gonna slaughter Miami here. Love Miami minus 10. I think they can win this by 3-4 touchdowns. I just don't see where the offense is going to come from Miami. Tampa Bay should be able to run it up on Miami. Rolling with Tampa Bay money line, add them to the parlays, and we'll take them minus 10 as well.